Uncle Will, you know, who who is best to give you advice, and it's Will Smith, and I'm getting so much good advice. I got my first acting role, Empire, and it's changing my life, and it's like I'm listening from the greatest, and it's like making me well prepared to work with Taraji and Terrence Howard, you know.
See, they trying to slay him out so he'll feel too embarrassed to file his lawsuit against Diddy for what Will and Diddy did to him. With Jaden and Justin present, that tape exists.
See, I'm not used to seeing. Listen, it's traumatizing. I've never seen it. I don't watch gay porn. You know, I never seen a man fucking another man.
Will Smith was bent over.
And Dwayne was killing him.
Jaguar Wright is back with them receipts again, and she just leaked footage of Diddy, Will Smith, and Bryshere Grey getting into it. As for Will Smith, we all know he ain't new to this freak-off thing. His best friend of 40 years once unmasked him, revealing he found him getting his cheeks clapped, and now we're looking into it a whole different way. Stick to this video as I unveil the dark Hollywood underbelly, the origins of the freak-offs, Bryshere's fall into the trap. Jaguar Wright has always been dropping bombshells about the industry for years, but this latest leak takes things to a whole new level. According to her, there are tapes of Bryshere Grey, Diddy, and Will Smith at these infamous freak-offs. Bryshere Grey once had the world at his feet. Young, talented, charismatic, he had it all. But underneath the surface, there was something much darker lurking. According to Wright, Grey's involvement in these Hollywood freak-offs isn't just a coincidence. This isn't just some young actor caught up in the glitz and glamour of Tinseltown. No, this goes much deeper.
Great, I'm watching him, he's with my man Charlie Mack, so Charlie was with me every step of the way. First out the limo, so Charlie has been with me, 30 years coming up in the business. So, he's surrounded by a whole lot of strength. He's surrounded by a whole lot of love. And all he has to do is add discipline, and he's gonna be all right.
It all started when Bryshere got linked up with Charlie Mack, his ex-manager. He brought him to Hollywood, got him that role on Empire, and even introduced him to Will Smith. You'd think having someone like Will Smith in your corner would be a dream, but apparently, it was more of a nightmare. Will wasn't just trying to mentor Bryshere. According to Jaguar, dude was luring him into some shady, freaky stuff behind closed doors. Jaguar's leaked tape shows exactly what went down at these parties. And let's just say, the footage isn't for the faint-hearted. Inside sources claim that the videos captured are shocking enough to bring down some of Hollywood's biggest names. So, Diddy and Will Smith. They have the kind of power that makes them almost untouchable, and according to Wright, they were the puppet masters behind these freak-offs. Diddy, who's no stranger to scandal, has been whispered about for years. There have always been rumors about his involvement in the seedier side of Hollywood, but nothing had ever been confirmed until his recent arrest. Wright's allegations, though, paint a picture of a man who uses his power and influence to lure young stars into his twisted world.
She knew what Will did to him. Because of Charlie, see? And Charlie had promised her all kinds of things. And all she had to do was pretend to be a broken down single mom who worked her way up through the ghetto and raised a superstar for television, when the truth is, she wasn't nothing but a drug dealer's whore. That's all she ever was.
Then there's Will Smith, Mr. Clean, right? The Fresh Prince of Bel-Air, the ultimate family man. Well, not so fast. According to Wright, Will has been hiding some dark secrets of his own. His involvement in these freak-offs isn't just about indulgence, it's about control. Control over who gets to stay in the industry, who gets blackballed, and who rises to the top. If you didn't play by his rules, you didn't play at all. Adding to these allegations, Will's former friend and assistant, brother Bilal, made bombshell claims about sexual secrets from the actor's life. On the YouTube show Unwind with Tasha K, Bilal recounted a story where he allegedly witnessed an intimate encounter between Will Smith and fellow actor and longtime friend Dwayne Martin. The details Bilal shared were explicit and shocking, describing a scene he claims to have walked in on in Martin's dressing room.
So, all right, I open the door to Dwayne's dressing room, and that's when I see Dwayne and having anal sex with Will.
Let me process that for a second. Who was on top?
It wasn't a top. There was a couch, and Will was bent over on the couch, and Dwayne was standing up, killing him. Murder, like murder. It was murder in there.
Now, Jaguar ain't one to just throw around wild claims without receipts. She said that these mentorships were nothing but a front to get young dudes like Bryshere involved in these sick parties. She even dragged Justin Bieber into it, saying Justin was right there when some of this freaky business went down. Jaguar said there's actual footage of one of these sessions involving Bryshere, Diddy, Will, Justin Bieber, and even Will's son, Jaden. She's claiming they all participated in a wild freak-off, and that tape is out there somewhere.
Once again, I hate saying these things because their children are dope. But Jaden's kind of MIA. And considering that he emancipated from their household at 16 and refused to come back, even to do family interviews. You know?
Yeah.
The footage allegedly shows both Diddy and Will in compromising positions, engaging in acts that would destroy their reputations if ever released. Some sources claim that Diddy may have sold tapes of these alleged freak-offs on the dark web for large sums, reportedly up to $500 million. These claims suggest that this could be how Jaguar Wright might have obtained access to the alleged footage.
Why would he sell evidence of his debauchery and savagery? Why would he sell on the dark net his tapes of all the just terrible? Wanna know why? Because he doesn't intend to stand trial.
Bryshere's attempt to fight back. A $50 million lawsuit. Jaguar Wright also revealed that Bryshere Grey wasn't going to take all this lying down. Earlier in 2024, he was reportedly gearing up to file a massive $50 million lawsuit against none other than Diddy and Will Smith. The lawsuit wasn't just about personal revenge, it was about reclaiming his narrative and seeking justice for everything he had endured. According to Jaguar, the lawsuit accused both Diddy and Will of severe personal and professional sabotage, detailing how they manipulated and exploited him behind the scenes. But here's where things get eerie. Before the lawsuit could even make headlines, something happened. Somehow, they got to him. Bryshere, who was once ready to take on two of Hollywood's biggest power players, went completely silent. The case disappeared into thin air, never making it to the public. And just like that, any hope for justice seemed to slip away. Jaguar Wright didn't hold back when she dropped this bombshell. She directly called out Bryshere's mother, Andrea, for allowing her son to be caught up in a world of manipulation and exploitation. According to Jaguar, Andrea was well aware that Charlie Mack, a so-called mentor, was pimping Bryshere out to Diddy and Will Smith. Jaguar even warned Andrea to get Bryshere away from Charlie, telling her that he was using her son as a pawn in these sick freak-offs. But Andrea did nothing. Instead, she let it continue, turning a blind eye while these men pulled her son deeper into the darkness.
I'm sorry.
Do you feel this is...
That bitch came to me and begged me for my help. I told her to get the fuck away from Charlie. I did everything that I could do to get Bryshere, to help her get Bryshere out of California into Chicago State to be ready for filming. She knew!
Jaguar claims she tried everything to help Bryshere, even helping to get him out of California and into Chicago for filming. But the damage had already been done. Andrea allegedly knew what Will had done to Bryshere, but she stayed silent, lured in by the promises Charlie Mack had made to her. Jaguar accuses Andrea of playing the role of the struggling single mom, but in reality, she says Andrea was nothing more than a narco dealer who jumped from one bad situation to another, snitching when necessary just to secure the next big payday.
She went from drug dealer to drug dealer, and then she snitched on whoever she needed to snitch on until she could get to the bigger bag, until she got with Larry Lair, my friend who raised Bryshere in $1 million home. Your whole book is lies, Andy, and I hope anybody that bought it asks for a refund and demands it comes out of your pocket every time they see your son's gay porn.
Jaguar claims that Andrea's entire image, this picture-perfect story of a mother raising a superstar from the ghetto, is nothing but a fabricated lie. She says the real story is far darker, with Andrea having used everyone in her path, including her son. All for what? An effort to write a book that nobody even cares about. After the lawsuit vanished, Bryshere's life began to spiral out of control. Jaguar claims that soon after the legal battle was snuffed out, Bryshere ended up starting an OnlyFans account. a move that many believe was a direct result of the psychological and emotional damage he suffered under the influence of Diddy and Will Smith. This wasn't just a typical case of a celebrity trying to make quick money. No. This was the beginning of a truly disturbing decline for the Empire star. His once promising career in Hollywood had taken a backseat to more scandalous and controversial ventures, and it became painfully clear that the trauma he endured was leading him down a path he might never be able to recover from. Hollywood's been running the same playbook for decades. Anyone who tries to speak out about the dark side of the industry gets labeled crazy, right? Jaguar said that's exactly what they're trying to do to Bryshere. Ever wonder why, right when he was about to expose Diddy and Will, he suddenly started doing gay corn? According to Jaguar, that's all part of the plan. Make Bryshere look unstable, get the public to clown him, and then no one will take him seriously when he tries to come forward with the details. Jaguar's not holding back. She said that Hollywood's been playing these dirty tricks for years, and she's tired of watching young black men get turned out and then thrown away like they're nothing. And she's especially heated because she warned Bryshere's mom about what was happening, but his mom didn't listen. Now look at where Bryshere is.
I really hope none of that baby oil was used on those kids. That would just be in bad taste. Baby oil on babies.
It's no secret that Bryshere Grey's arrest in 2021 for felony aggravated assault was just the beginning. He was sentenced to 10 days in county jail and 3 years probation. But the real story is what led him to that point.
Hey man, don't listen to everything you see on the internet. Everything on the internet is not true.
Now, we did see you were locked up, so you're not locked up, you are out, you are free.
According to insiders, Grey's behavior had been growing more erratic for months leading up to the arrest. Friends and family reported that he was paranoid, angry, and quick to lash out. The trauma from the FreakOffs and his time in the twisted underbelly of Hollywood was starting to take its toll. Grey's 2021 arrest was followed by yet another run-in with the law just last week. A woman, who was reportedly in a relationship with Grey, called the police, saying that his behavior had become increasingly violent and erratic. She claimed that Grey had thrown a box of food at her and pulled her hair, among other violent outbursts. The situation was escalating, and she was afraid for her safety. The 2020 SWAT standoff was a clear sign that something was terribly wrong. Grey was involved in a domestic disturbance that quickly escalated into a full-blown confrontation with law enforcement. He refused to cooperate, leading to a tense standoff with a SWAT team. It was a dramatic and dangerous situation, but looking back, it's clear that this was more than just a violent outburst. It was a cry for help. Grey was unraveling. The pressure of fame, the trauma from the FreakOffs, and the constant manipulation by those around him had pushed him to the edge. The SWAT standoff wasn't just the result of a bad temper, it was the result of a young man who had been pushed too far. Diddy's name isn't new to these types of stories. His history with twisted underground parties has been whispered about for years. Jaguar Wright exposed him long ago for hosting disturbing gatherings with young men, and those rumors never really faded. And then Cassie's lawsuit surfaced, detailing S.A., just another layer to the endless scandals surrounding him. But this latest turn? It's much darker. After the raid on his home, Diddy's facing charges for racketeering and illegal firearms, held without bail. But here's where it gets chilling. Jaguar isn't just claiming that Bryshere Grey was a part of Diddy's regular crowd. No, she's saying Bryshere was passed around like a plaything, with Will Smith pulling strings too.
Nobody care about these kids. Don't nobody care about these kids.
Will Smith, another name tied to the dark underbelly of Hollywood. The drama with August Alsina and Jada was just the tip of the iceberg. Jaguar's revelations take it further. She claims Will has been involved in far more disturbing acts, not just with Jada's lovers, but allegedly with his own son, Jaden, along with Bryshere, and even Meek Mill.
He ain't never gonna be Tupac, and she proved it when she fucked August Alsina.
Ooh, man. Yeah.
They're both bisexual, they do weird things in their house, and young men have left their house fucking screaming to get away from them in their mentorship. Meek Mills. Bryshere Grey. Left that house fucking screaming.
It's said that Bryshere and Meek Mill once fled from Will's house in terror after one of these secretive sessions. The details are hard to believe, but Jaguar insists there's truth in every word. What's worse, She suggests Will's mentorship of these young men was nothing more than calculated grooming. These dark secrets are finally creeping into the light, and Will's clean image may never recover from this. The revelations about Bryshere Grey, Diddy, and Will Smith have left fans reeling, with many expressing their shock, sympathy, and disillusionment in the aftermath of these disturbing claims. Social media has been flooded with reactions, and it's clear that people are heartbroken over what Bryshere has endured. One fan commented, "They did him so wrong, ruined that young man's career and mental health." The sense of betrayal runs deep. Bryshere was once at the top of his game, with fans seeing him as a rising star, but now, it seems like those very people who were supposed to guide and support him were the ones responsible for his downfall. Another fan connected this situation to Will Smith's complicated marriage with Jada, saying, "Makes sense why Jada Smith has the upper hand in her marriage with Will Smith. She knows what he's involved in and has him blackmailed." It's chilling to think that secrets this dark could be leveraged in such a way, and fans are speculating just how deep these connections really go. One particularly heartbreaking comment came from a fan who remembered a much happier Bryshere. "Back when Empire was a new show, I chatted with him about how much I enjoyed the show and how great he was. He was so sweet and excited about it. Then he just kind of disappeared. This makes me so sad. I'll be praying for him." It's a stark contrast from the troubled figure we see today, and it's hard not to wonder just how much of Bryshere's silence was a result of these traumatic experiences. Fans are also making connections with other celebrities rumored to be part of this hidden world. One chilling comment stated, "Explains why Justin and Jaden have always been so close. They've had similar experiences." The speculation about Justin Bieber and Jaden Smith having gone through something eerily similar has only added fuel to the fire, making fans question how many young stars have been caught up in this cycle of abuse and manipulation. The overall sentiment? Heartbreak and anger. Fans feel like they've been watching from the sidelines as Bryshere's life unraveled, and now, knowing the alleged truth behind it all, there's a collective sense of helplessness and outrage. Now, I want to know what you think. Will Bryshere ever gather the courage to take down Diddy and Will with this lawsuit? How do you feel about Hollywood's sick mentorships? And with Diddy in jail, will he snitch on Will, or will he go down alone? Let me know in the comments below, and make sure to hit that subscribe button so you don't miss the next update on this wild saga.